this thing going around and it said Super Bowl last year Rihanna was pregnant, and then it's got a picture of Usher topless that says Super Bowl this year everyone's pregnant.
He was pretty hench, wasn't he?
He was hench and naked pretty much.
He's 60 years old,
and did
isn't
you
he?
see the girl fall off the pole?
No.
You know he had the girls
Yeah.
all round him,
I didn't really pay attention
climbing up
to
and
them,
down
to be fair.
I didn't
poles.
watch any of this.
One of them fell off the pole.
And there was did you hear about the drink?
Just
all
because you
gold.
enjoyed this Super Bowl.
It's not all gold. Gold!
Did you get the fucking Taylor Swift thing?
No, he didn't.
I did, of course he did.
What?
He
Peter
says, lying.
and his anti-heroes.
You cut me off in my prime.
Cut you off.
Did you want to
Look at
discuss-
you!
discuss
Somebody's
this?
cut off your glasses.
I'm going to do this. a
Hang
lot
on,
today.
you're the one not wearing glasses as well.
Hey, look at us!
So I need to put my glasses on.
Well, no, because actually,
Who are you?
You now do look like Samuel L. Jackson. It's amazing.
Don't tell him that.
It's epic. Love
Oh God.
it. Yeah, I don't.
What are you talking about, Willis?
I don't wear glasses anymore. That doesn't change your theory.
The hat.
You know what? Now I haven't got a cushion. I don't feel like I'm leaning away from you.
Well, I've got a better breath today. I might have brushed my
It
teeth
looks
through.
like you look like you're from a 90s boy band video.
Should we do a podcast?
Yo,
I think it's best.
to the A, to the B.
Popcorn Pundits.
Podcast. Week 15.
16, isn't it?
16, yeah.
Week 16. Week
This
16.
is the boy band version from the looks of it.
This is your 90s retro podcast coming from you straight from the 1990s.
What's the date, James?
It is the February the... It's February the 15th.
Yes,
The
it
day
is.
after Valentine's.
Day after
I
Valentine's.
had a
How-
fantastic Valentine's
was
Day.
yours?
Amazing. My wife was showered in gifts.
Awesome.
Wasn't she, Jess?
Did you practice some soft cupping?
I did, actually.
Yeah,
I
excellent.
had to... that.
And there was just...
No, that was her hands. That's not the sort of cupping she's asking for.
Oh, I love it. And who are you, James?
I'm James Michael Mulcrone, and this is the Popcorn Pundits weekly cinematic update.
I just asked who you were.
Okay. Who are you?
I'm Peter James Ungar.
Are you? Look into my eyes.
No.
Who are you?
I'm Nikki Smart.
Hi, Nikki Smart.
Why are we here? What are we doing?
We are here to update our listeners and viewers, hi viewers in entertainment land. I'm just going to do it that way.
Oh my
Does that
God.
look more hip?
Just carry on, James, please.
Just-
power through.
We are here to keep you updated with what's going on at the cinema at the moment, giving you the top 10, giving you a review of the film that we've seen this week, and also looking at what homework I've given Peter this week.
Oh, it's been a week.
Hasn't it just?
It's been a week.
We'd like to take you on the roller coaster ride of the top 10 films that have been released at the cinema, letting you know what's worth watching, what's not worth watching. We also like to highlight one of the movies of the week and give you a small review out of 10. How many movies have we seen at the cinema so far
This week?
year? This year.
Oh, I reckon it's probably 20.
It is 24
Yeah, but you,
films.
this week you went
I
off
know,
piste and
I
started
did.
going backwards in time.
I did.
You started watching everything that was like on historic release.
I did.
In between all the stuff we needed to
Interstellar
watch.
was absolutely
Stella.
beautiful. Stellar. Yes.
Goes out with
I was
that.
wearing my vest and everything. Honestly, it was incredible. But we'll talk about that later.
Well, you recommended that to me a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
and I watched it, and then halfway through realised that I'd seen it and loved it both the first and the second times that I saw it.
We're talking about Interstellar now, by the way. The thing about Interstellar, I love Christopher Nolan, adore him as a director, possibly one of my favourite directors of all time. However, on the way down to the cinema, there was this overbearing feeling that it feels like a really big movie. And there's there's one particular moment in it where one of the cast members, one of the crew on said ship turned around and said, "There's only millimetres of steel between us and eternity." And that's how I feel about that movie. It just feels so vast and so massive. It feels a little bit imposing, a little bit terrifying to go and see at the cinema.
A bit overwhelming.
But yet, when you're watching it, you suddenly remember how there's some gorgeous acting all the way through it as well.
So I went and saw The Holdovers this week.
Sorry?
I went and saw The Holdovers this week.
Right, that's it. Podcast over. See you later.
Which I know you haven't been able to see yet, because apparently you need to travel like 150 miles
Solidarity, brother.
to go and see it.
Yeah.
It's very good. We need to review that at some point. When
Yeah, we
when
do.
are you seeing it?
End of the month. I've got another week or so. Just keep your powder dry.
But it's not quite in the top 10 yet, is it?
If you'd like to join us on the sofa,
Instead of Peter. We now have
call
a
into.
vacancy.
Get in contact with us. DM me
Yeah.
privately.
Right,
We'll talk about
okay.
later.
Shall we get on with the top
Let's
10?
do the top 10. Let's do our movie of the week, and let's do our homework. Over to you, PTP. You're good at numbers and
so
deceits.
this is the UK top 10 on the 12th of February 2024.
2024.
In at number 10 is June. So this is obviously a precursor
Number 1.
to June 2 coming out on the 1st of March. All booked, seats reserved,
Skarsgård.
can't wait, absolutely going to be epic.
Yes, it is.
Number 9 is one of the films I'm going to go and see this week, which is The Zone of Interest.
Very much looking forward to that.
Yes, apparently it's of Mike Henry.
Incredible story.
Yeah, incredible story, absolutely right. Number 8 is Wonka, still in the charts.
Another instalment by our friend Timothy.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at that number on the right hand
I know.
side.
It's a.
61
They must be very
bazillion
pleased.
pounds. That is a lot of
Yes.
shekels.
And 10 weeks it's been
Epic.
around.
Number 7 is Anyone But You.
Yep.
Really pleased we missed that.
No, me too.
Yeah. Number 6 is Mean Girls.
Yes, it was brilliant.
It divided opinion. And number 5, this is
You
your
look at me then.
this is your film of the
This
week.
is very exciting.
Pepper's Cinema Party.
Do you know what? My dog thinks he's Pepper the Pig. Every time he goes near a puddle, he just runs to it.
Okay, first of all, you've got 2 dogs.
I know.
And I think that's really disrespectful to whichever one you weren't talking about.
Well, the other one's great.
So, in this movie,
Yes.
Pepper celebrates 20 years with 10 new episodes in a 3-part wedding special.
Pepper's 20.
And Pepper's getting married.
She's at university.
It's a mix of animation and live action where Pepper enters the real world,
Yeah.
a party bus bonus episode, and 5 sing-along songs.
No. That's Barbie.
Yeah. No, that's a barbecue.
Oh, you wanted a high five for it, didn't you? Okay, you can have one for that. That's all right.
Oh, Pepper Pig barbecue.
Yeah, we got it.
This is normally
Well,
the
one
moment
day
where...
you'll
I
have a funny joke.
had pork belly tonight. It was
So
lovely.
yeah, that sounds exciting, doesn't
I had a bit
it?
peppy.
This is normally the moment when Nikki would drag us back to the top 10 and say you're going off piece.
No, I was telling you about Pepper's
All of the
Cinema
Strangers,
Party.
number 4.
Yeah, number 3. This week's review, The Iron Claw.
Now, can I just point something out to you?
You are.
Okay.
Can you see that?
How much did it cost to make? No, what did it do to have a total weekend?
No,
And
you're
bo-
not.
and
None of
box
those
office.
are word, James. Ask the question.
So basically, look at these 2 figures.
Yours and mine.
I was going to say who's
Look at those 2 figures there, and they're identical.
That's another mistake. This honestly, where we get this from is dreadful.
Oh, no,
We
I
do
like it.
So much wrong.
It makes me feel better.
Unless it's actually just a coincidence, in which case I'm really sorry.
Argyle.
It's the worst thing ever to be put on anywhere, ever.
Do you know what? I've heard people say to me that they've heard that it is the worst film ever made.
Yeah, I would go. Actually, I don't want to give it any accolade
No,
at all.
Don't
It's
put it on a
one-
pedestal.
One of the
It's
worst
not even that good.
films. It's not worth any positivity whatsoever.
No.
You are not the best at anything. Number 1, Migration.
Yes,
You're second to a duck movie. That's
exactly.
how bad you are.
Isn't it the
Argyle.
ducks they're just migrating, aren't they?
They migrate.
Hence migration.
Yeah,
I'm getting this now.
to Uruguay. See the Uruguay.
Well, you weren't actually going to... No.
Don't ask it. Don't ask a silly question.
That's
Peter.
your top 10 in the UK.
Here we go. Should we have a chat about number 3?
Number 3, Iron Claw.
Okay.
It's been a long time coming, this movie.
Yes, it has.
Zach's put a lot of effort into it, I think.
And it's been trailed forever.
It has.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing that picture of him coming out that trailer
Yeah.
with his brown, tanned
He's
torso.
huge.
You look.
You don't recognise him.
He's like the Hulk. He's actually so big. He's
Yes.
uncomfortable to look at.
He is.
He's got that stretched
he looks like he's going to
plastic
burst.
skin. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Okay, well that was it. That was the Iron Claw.
yeah, Mark.
Right, where are we going to start?
It's a
with
big
this,
movie.
then?
It's a big movie. Let's give a quick rundown of the storyline. It's based on a true story
It is.
about infamous wrestling family.
So, were you a wrestling fan when you were a child?
I was on Saturday morning.
Were you?
With Giant Haystacks.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the period just after that.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So mid-80s,
Yeah.
Southern America, Texas.
It's a Texas type state. Yeah.
Incredibly, and the story starts off with Zach's dad.
Yeah.
in black, and you can tell it's black. You can tell it's in history because it's in black and white.
So smart how they do that, isn't it?
Just wonder whether this is in history.
This is Fritz von Erich.
It is, and he's obviously historically a very successful in his own mind a wrestler and he's so obsessed with winning the world title championship, and he just missed by millimeters away, as far as he's concerned, that he's now dedicated his family.
Yeah,
that's what he's basically done. He's dedicated his family to win the World Wrestling Federation belt.
What was that comedy sketch show like in the 90s where they had Competitive Dad, where he used to play cricket with his sons? And
that's right.
It's
It's
Is it
exactly.
Harry Enfield?
Yeah, it was Harry
It's
Enfield. and
pretty
Chums,
much
wasn't it?
that, isn't it, Ray? And so you're following the story of how many brothers were there? There were 5 brothers, wasn't there?
Yeah.
6.
One died in child when he was a child.
When he was 5. Yeah.
So so the rest of the brothers always look at the child that died
As eldest brother.
as the oldest brother.
So even when we're talking about Fritz in black and white, he refers to the fact that there was a family curse, and in his mind, the family curse was the fact that he never got a chance to have his opportunity to take the World Wrestling Championship, the World Heavyweight Champion Wrestling.
But there was also something mentioned about the fact because he changed his name, that's the reason why the curse continued with the rest of the children.
Yeah.
Interesting concept. I personally went to this film hoping it was going to be of a similar ilk to The Foxcatcher, which I adore, which is a very dark film. And almost the sport itself is almost a side story to what's actually really going on in the story, which I think that's the case in this story.
It definitely has a vein of darkness running through it.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily the plot that's the dark side of this film.
No.
Of the plot it's quite a linear film,
Yes.
isn't it? Really, it's
So you've got a combination of it is a sports movie. At the end of the day, it's a sports movie. It's heavy, it's dark, it's moving, it's tender, and also it's quite theatrical in its. There's a lot of close face action.
there is, and there
Go
is.
on.
No, I didn't get as much importance. But what I liked about what I thought was really great about this film was that there were. When they were interviewing the cast, or the actors, like
Yes.
in their characters, like for example, when they talked to Zac Efron about wrestling, and his girlfriend's talking to him about wrestling,
Yes.
and she goes, "Well, it's just theatrical, isn't it? It's all just made up." And he, like stone faced, says, "It's absolutely not fake. It's just like the realest thing ever."
Yeah.
And it was almost like you were. What you were supposed to believe, or they believed,
Yeah.
It's just, and they did that quite a lot through the film. And
I mean, I felt that the action, the amount of effort, particularly Zach and and also from Jeremy as well from the Bear, you can really see that they've trained a lot for wrestling. They didn't just turn up and go, "I'll pretend I'm a wrestler."
Yeah, so,
in this film, they really trained.
So I said to my other half on the way home that I actually thought this was the first method acted film that we're reviewing.
Really?
Because they pumped up massively for this. They had to become the characters.
Yeah.
And as you said, they didn't just prepare for this physically. They prepared for this because they were as good as wrestlers.
Exactly. I agree with you completely. But putting aside the fact that how much effort they put into it and how much they bulked out and how much they trained, and the right sort of training, they didn't bulk out just for the sake of it. They bulked out to look like the characters because they're very, very unique looking family. Okay, so you've got all the wrestling, and that keeps your activation, that keeps the story plot going in between some very, very heartwarming family moments, but also there is, because between the brothers themselves,
There is.
So the brothers themselves are incredibly tight with each other. They're incredibly loving with each other. However, the complication comes in is the relationship between the mum, the dad, and the children.
Yes. Okay. So I include the children in that because I think by acceptance you're complicit.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah.
Because this is the best thing about this film.
So you've got this incredibly close knit family of brothers that will do anything for each other, and they love each other, and they very rarely fall out. over anything because they just have this love for each other completely. But their love is fueled by their wanting to be accepted by their father.
Yes.
And their father has put them into, and he's very honest with them. He's put them into a tier level of going, you're my favourite, you're my second favourite, you're my third favourite, but this is all fluid, boys. The harder you try, the more you'll be the top of my league.
He actually said, like in one of the first
At the
interactions
table.
with everything, he basically says, you all know my order of favourites. It's X, Y, Z, and Z.
Exactly.
But you know that's fluid. And
Exactly.
it is. And at that moment, we kind of looked at each other and went, ooh, that is brutal. It's like you and your dogs. I mean, clearly you've got one favourite.
Exactly. So that tells the viewer or the audience what you're contending with as a film goes on.
Yeah.
So you've not only got the action, you've also got the relation, the sheer the father being so overly focused on that one prize, and then you've got the mother.
Yeah.
Now the mother's probably the most she's the most mother-like mother, but she's the most unlooked mother. But it's a very complicated character, I think, the mum is.
Yeah. She's not...
She'd kill for them.
She'd kill them.
But she'd also not get involved with any issues.
No, just like what? Like no, that's not
Nothing
our
to do with
problem.
me.
You guys sort it out, and come back and let us know what's going on.
Exactly. But yet the relationship between the father and the mother is very tender. At the wedding and so on and so forth. So for me personally, it's a beautiful story of a family that is self-cursed, but also incredibly unlucky.
Yeah, but they are also cursed.
They are.
Because we haven't actually mentioned that.
No.
The fact is that they are all cursed.
Yes.
And it doesn't really go very well for many of them.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. So, I mean, for anybody who knows anything to do with the history of the family, I knew nothing about the family. I knew nothing about that wrestling part of the world. Basically, parts of the family die as the film goes on, and it becomes more and more apparent that they are cursed at the end of the day. And it's their closeness that it goes on, and it's their obsession with the sport that continues on as well.
It is a blend of brothers trying to please their dad while also seeking their own journey for perfection, and their father living his life vicariously through them and not really caring. He refers to the title as the family's title rather than whoever's going to win it, and it is the weirdest juxtaposition of people absolutely unquestionably loving each other and having no respect for each other whatsoever.
I agree.
The goal is more important than the family, yet they refer to each other as the closest family ever. And they do actually, it's not like it's a contradiction which is like uncomfortable. It actually somehow works. And it's just really bizarre.
It's a fascinating family.
Yeah.
And I think there's only certain parts of the world where you can get families. Because you've got to have that struggle. You've got to have that sort of overly focused to the point where nothing else matters.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be in like a Texas type state.
Do you think so?
It? Yeah.
I think so. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah. You came out of this film considerably befuddled. You came out and you weren't quite sure what you'd seen.
As I said, I was hoping it was going to be like the Foxcatcher, but it was in between the Foxcatcher and the Wrestler.
Yeah.
And wasn't quite sure where it was. It was, to me, it's a bit lost as a film.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I even said to you tonight when we turned up, I was just like, I'm not quite sure what type of film we were supposed to be watching. And I knew that I enjoyed it as a visual spectacle.
Yep.
And I loved the...
visually beautiful.
I loved the contradiction. I mean, it's filmed very much in that kind of like 1970s, early 80s type of... cinematography, and it's really
and
really
the I think the anti-glamour, it wasn't glamorous at all.
Yeah, but so I used to watch wrestling on a Saturday morning, and I remember thinking it was the most glamorous thing on the entire planet.
Well, they were wearing masks
and tiny whiteys.
Yeah, apart from John Haystacks, he wore massive whiteys and Big Daddy.
Yeah, I still haven't finished processing this movie,
with you.
To be totally honest
No,
with you.
I agree with you.
I don't know that seeing it again is going to change my opinion on it. I think maybe I just need to sit down with a nice cup of tea and have a little think for 20-30 minutes, because
I think you might be right.
I haven't quite processed it.
However, I've been thinking about the name of the film.
Yeah.
And I think the name of the film is really, really important. Okay, on several levels. So the film's called The Iron Claw. And the film, the Iron Claw was the father's signature move. Where he would grab hold of the opponent's head.
Submission move.
And he'd basically get him to the floor, and they would submit. And then, of course, he passes that move onto his sons, and they have to use that move as well. Yeah. However, my thoughts are that the Iron Claw also is the father.
His paternal acts.
Exactly, 100%. and he's holding them really, really tightly.
It's almost like they thought of that.
Do you think so?
100%.
I thought I was just making it up.
No, it's very smart.
Thank you.
But I think someone thought of it first.
So well done, Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Well done, honestly. And I don't think Jeremy changed that much from the Bear. I know he was big, but have you seen the Bear?
I've seen all of the Bear.
Yeah.
But so the thing we do have to discuss is how tall is Jeremy Allen?
He's not 6'2".
Because he's described as being 6'2" in like his wrestling, and we know that he's not 6'2". I thought he was in the 4 foot something, but apparently he's 5'7" allegedly. But I don't. But I think that's I think that's him.
It does
changing
say 1.7 meters.
Okay.
So what's that in?
Hey Siri, what's 1.7 meters in feet and inches?
If you'd like to get in contact with us and let us know what
Leo, what's
it is 5.5. Wow, he's shorter than me.
Yeah, he's teeny tiny. That's what I said. You said he was
Zach
like
is.
5'7".
No.
The Bear.
Oh, really?
Jeremy. Yeah, he's teeny tiny.
Well, they introduced Zach's character as 6'2".
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
When he walked into the ring.
Yeah.
And his opponent must have been 10 feet then.
Yeah.
But in a way, I think they kind of did it on purpose because I think they're all part of the theatre.
So I think Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White the acting is phenomenal, and when they're fighting, it's brilliant. When they're not fighting, it's brilliant. They are proper character actors, and if they weren't in this film, it wouldn't be a film.
Oh, I agree.
Zac Efron is 5 foot and 6 inches.
He's short as me.
Wowzers. That's 2 people shorter than you.
Oh
it's not very often, is it?
No.
You heard it here first, guys.
That only ever happens in an infirmary.
Exactly. So,
do you know the original name of the Von Enrich family?
No.
But before they changed it to Von...
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh.
They definitely mentioned it.
They mentioned it in the film.
It's Adkisson.
Adkisson.
Yeah, so the father is originally Jack Adkisson. So their real name is
Adkisson.
Von Enrich.
Do you think it would have been cursed if they kept the name, really?
I don't think that would have made any difference at all, because that's just hocus pocus.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that bike still would have done the same damage, wouldn't it? There is some amazing moments in it.
Of the surviving member,
yes,
they went on to have 3 children who are all pro wrestlers.
Oh, wow.
Just didn't give up, did he?
No.
Just carried
so
on.
There's a 3rd generation.
Just carried on the Von Trapp family.
I wonder if they're still iron clawing.
They're singing as they're iron clawing.
Beautiful. Right, shall we?
Cape out of my curtains.
Should we
numerise
this? Then?
Yes.
I've given this a 7.8, and I came out really enjoying it, and it kind of it was the type of story that I thought I was going in to see, and I thought they delivered it really well.
6.8.
Yeah, no, I can understand it because
6.8.
It's first of all,
as a movie lover, I just felt it didn't quite hit the mark personally for me.
So you also really struggle with any film about sport, and I do think that
not necessarily.
I do think that
I was
has
only given Thursday.
I love Days of Thunder.
The benchmark of all sport movie.
And The Champ. Who doesn't like The Champ? Everybody, all blokes cry at The Champ.
And the surfing one with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
That's a sporty one.
No! That one there.
Brilliant.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do, but
how are we going to make these scores better?
Point Break.
How are we going to make this score better? I think Samuel Jackson's not going to help this, quite frankly, because there was no Samuel Jacksons in that movie at all.
No, there weren't. No.
It's funny that.
There was an Arab.
There was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Called The Arab.
Yeah. 1980s, darling. I personally think that it should have made his mind up what it was doing. It should have been darker or lighter. It was kind of in between, personally.
Yeah. I just think it was. I think it would have sat more comfortably exclusively dark.
Yes,
rather than bringing the comedic side.
And I do believe that apparently, doing some research into this, apparently the director actually held back on a lot of some really dark material that he could have added to the curse and so on and so forth, but held it back to make it more commercial.
So I'm not Zac Efron's biggest fan, and I didn't actually realise that
he was great in Baywatch.
He was differently ripped
17
in Baywatch.
again.
He was.
But I didn't realise he'd been in quite a serious accident. That's how he was kind of quite physically
That's why
changed.
his face has changed.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not. Do you know what? I think it's his. It's not going to be his Oscar film, but I think it's definitely the film that is going to make people going to take him a lot more seriously.
I think this is the film that he was hoping would get him an Oscar.
I agree.
Sadly, Zach, it won't.
It won't do. No. Jeremy's more likely to get the Oscar than he is. Okay, so what's the combined scores?
7.3.
7.3. Not a bad score.
No,
well done, Iron
It's not the
Claw.
worst.
It was a good night out.
I don't think I'll watch it again though.
I don't have a dying urge to watch it.
What would you prefer, that or Any Given Sunday? If you had to
just watch the
one.
other half. Just watch the other half.
Just this, definitely. Okay, so that is our roundup of this week's film that we've watched at the cinema.
Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. I gave Pete 2 bits of homework, and hopefully you guys looked at my homework also. Peter McPete, would you like to give us the 2 names of the films I've given you to watch this week, and then decide which one you're going to review first?
Okay, so you gave me the 2013 film Lock.
Yes.
And you gave me the film from 2020, which was The Devil All the Time.
Which one are you going to do first?
Why don't you choose, James?
I'd like you to do Lock first, because I'd like to end on a high.
I think you've picked well.
Yes, give us a lowdown on Lock.
Okay, so I downloaded or streamed this on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And this film is directed by Stephen Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really know who Stephen Knight was, so
Yep.
I had a bit of a look through his back catalogue, and apparently Stephen Knight is Tom Hardy's biggest fan.
Yes.
So he's basically directed and produced the majority of Tom Hardy's
They've worked
career.
well together.
Yeah, absolutely. So this film starts off. It stars Tom Hardy.
Yes.
And Tom Hardy starts off by getting into a car and.
It's a big old Range Rover, isn't it?
It's a BMW estate.
Is that?
Yeah.
See how much I know like cars.
And he starts making phone calls to different people. So basically, he is a site manager on a construction site, and it's very apparent that the job that is beginning early tomorrow morning before 6 a.m. is probably the most important job of his career. And then he takes another call, and it's a slightly distraught woman who's basically asking him when he's going to get there.
Yes.
And he says, "Don't worry, dear, I'm going to be there soon."
Yes.
And
He's very calm,
I'm
isn't he?
there I'll be there as soon as I can. Yes. The journey takes about an hour and 45 minutes, and
as long as the film is.
There's not much traffic. Yeah. The film is the length of the car journey.
Yes.
Basically, this is a film like Phone Box. It's or Bronson. It's basically a one-man show, and Tom Hardy.
Your voice is a bit croaky.
Yeah, I apologise about that. Give me 1 second. So Tom Hardy is basically sat in the car.
Yes.
And it's a face-on piece, and this is Tom Hardy wankathon. If you like Tom Hardy as an actor, you have to watch this film because he is absolutely sensational. Basically, in a brief form, his life, all about him, is falling apart. How much can we say about this film?
I think. To be honest with you, there's no spoilers really to be had. Because
it happens early enough.
It does, yeah. Okay. And at the end of the day, it's the acting that draws it through rather than any twist. So I think and it's an older film as well. So
the distraught lady on the telephone call is a lady that he's had a one-night stand with because he felt sorry for her. She was a very sad, lonely woman. He slept with her. She got pregnant, decided to keep the baby.
Which we have to point out, it's not the reason why he had to sleep with somebody.
No, it's not.
From a broadcasting point of view.
Other types of women are available.
Other types of reasons are available.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Carry on.
Oh, can I?
Oh, God. out.
Oh, great.
Last week.
Okay.
It's the last popcorn Pundits.
Anyway, so he's on his way down. He's basically not seen this woman since that one night.
Yes.
And he's basically trying to do the honourable thing because his dad was a shitbag and didn't look after the family very well, and he's trying to do the right thing. And in his mind, the right thing is to help this lady give birth to his child.
Yes.
And then breaking the news to his wife and children and boss and employee that this is the reason why he can't turn up to work the next day and run this £100 million
gigantic
concrete pouring project. And his employee who's a little bit drunk on cider and a little bit shitting his pants is basically told that he's got to run this project, and he clearly has no capabilities.
No.
So he's trying to get him to do it.
But I think it's important to let everybody know, you don't see anybody. You only see Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's only on the phone.
Yeah, so in the credits, this film says that it's starring Tom Hardy, Olivia Colman, Ruth Wilson, Andrew Scott, Tom Holland, and others.
Oh no!
Which is a phenomenal cast,
isn't it?
But I didn't write that. I wrote this film is starring Tom Hardy, voiced by Olivia Colman.
Exactly,
Ruth
that's
Willis,
exactly what
Andrew
it
Scott,
is. Yeah,
and the voice characters, the voice actors in this. I mean, that's a cast. I mean, we love Andrew Scott now,
exactly.
don't we?
Yeah, exactly. And Oliver Colman. Yeah,
absolutely.
And
Olivia Colman. Oh my word! Yeah.
But what's lovely is that the phone calls are so natural. I personally felt that the phone calls didn't feel staged at all.
Well, so basically, he's trying to stay. He just wants to fix a problem.
Yeah.
And while he's fixing the problem, he loses his wife, his children, his home, his job. All of these things disappear.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to keep it calm. He's still trying to keep it together. So yes, the phone calls are calm, cool, and collected, punctuated by him losing his shit. And it's a masterclass of acting.
Thank you.
Now, why did you say that?
Because I recommended it to you. Yeah.
Now, if it's your type of film or not, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
No, because the pace of it is...
It's very slow and ploddy, but, there's nothing wrong with a slow and ploddy film. It's
Glad you said film.
But it's my type of film,
Good.
100%. And I love that kind of opening of an envelope of a character, and you learn more and more and more. And actually, you'd imagine, like, as you're going through a story like this, that you would grow to love the character more. I don't think I did.
No, you don't.
I don't think I did at all.
I think you grow to love Tom Hardy, the actor, though, as the film goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I was already there.
You know what I mean, though? You could,
Who isn't?
but
laminated card and everything.
you really get your teeth into his acting chops because you just see him.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no mask, there's no special effects.
No, there's an accent.
Yes, which he plays off very well.
Ooh, what accent does he do?
That one.
He's got a Tom Jones voice. Hello, my love.
It's so.
I'm on my way.
He's Irish.
Yes, exactly. He's from.
I don't think the accent.
He's from Kent.
I don't think the accent stays 100% of the time. To be totally honest with you. But he did pull it off for 145, not 145 minutes. That's not maths. 1 hour 45 minutes.
You did.
It's actually 1 hour 25 according to IMDb.
Oh, okay.
You must have went faster.
Yeah. But I thought it was really good.
I'm really pleased you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's what night is it? It's a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
and it's if you would like to sit down and watch an intellectual development of a situation that might be handled in a way that you would or you wouldn't handle it, this is it.
Yeah, I like to think that if you were caught short and you didn't get a chance to go to see a play this month, this is a fantastic opportunity to go, I want to see something beautiful on the television.
So now, we're 15 pods in, yeah?
Yes.
Now, I am learning that there are certain blocks of films, types of films that you like. You like something which could be presented as a stage play.
Yep.
You're a massive fan of horror.
I am.
And you like some other weird shit.
Don't open that can of worms.
We haven't delved deep into, like, body stuff yet at the moment, but we'll cross that later on.
It's
exactly.
It's just been Valentine's Day. I don't need to know.
Nice recovery.
Thanks.
So
that's Lock.
Good. Score.
7.
Yes!
Ooh.
It's I wanted it.
Why wouldn't you give it more? Why didn't you give it 8? Give me a reason why you didn't give it 8.
Because it wasn't good enough.
He wasn't Welsh enough.
It was It was. He's such a pragmatic human being. Sorry, I had to think about the right way of phrasing this. So that was a long pause. I apologise.
That's fine.
He's a very pragmatic character, and I can't say that I believe that this would be the way that he would resolve this problem.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I lost.
Yeah.
I lost it a little bit.
But I think you have a tendency of chastising a plot or a movie if you don't believe it is 100% authentic.
Oh yeah, I'm picky.
Yeah. However, I almost do the opposite. I go, oh,
that doesn't matter.
No, I just get drawn away with it. I get drawn away,
totally.
and that's why. And for me, the fourth wall and everything else is really, really important.
I can let a detail ruin my enjoyment of a whole film.
Okay.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, interesting.
While we're on the subject of detail, Ivan Locke's cold was written into the script because Tom Hardy actually had a cold during production.
Okay. He blows his nose a lot.
And the BMW used in the film is installed with a low fuel warning alert and would make a noise whenever the car was running out of petrol. The noise disrupted Tom Hardy's performance during takes, but director Stephen Knight actually kept the actor's frustrated reactions in the movie and substituted the car's noise for "You have a call waiting" instead.
Oh, okay.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, because he does get really,
Yeah.
really angry about
well,
that.
there we go. Now you know why. And
He's such a
7.1
beautiful
on
actor.
IMDb.
He's such a beautiful. We're so lucky to have him on this planet. I think.
So, what are some of your favourites?
Sorry.
What's some of your favourites?
What Tom Hardy movies?
Yes.
Don't go down that can of worms. We're going to
We could do a special on it.
Let's podcast.
Let's do a special on certain actors that we like. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today, not now.
Because I want to know.
Oh God.
So you've given it a 7, right? Have you written down number 7?
Yes, of course.
I'm trying to delay.
What'd you take me for, amateur?
Here we go. So we've gone into we've gone stage play in a BMW.
Yeah.
And we're trying in England.
Yeah.
Going from the north down to south. Yeah. Okay. Super realistic, super low key, quite in depth into somebody's mind. Over to you, Peter, for the next film.
Okay, so
what's it called?
Okay, this film was released in 2020. It's called The Devil All the Time.
Have you ever seen it before?
No, I've never seen it before.
Were you surprised how many stars were in it, considering you'd never seen it before?
Yeah, I should have heard of it, and I probably should have seen it.
Right.
I don't really know how to talk about this film. Okay, so
I
was trying to work out how to synopsize this, and I can't because
it's a long story, isn't it?
You're in for a buckle your seatbelt and make yourself comfortable because you are going to be here for some time. It doesn't really feel like a story. It feels like a cramming of every fucking lunatic you've ever met on your entire life. Okay, so I was trying to work out how to describe this film for our viewers. Yeah. So I couldn't.
It's like an anthology, I think.
So
Almost.
this is the best. This is directly from IMDb. Okay. And this is like on IMDb they give the full summary of the film. Yeah. And then just to kind of give you a little taster. They give you like a one-line version. Yeah. This is the one-line
like a tagline almost.
Sinister characters converge around a young man devoted to protecting those he loves in a post-war backwoods town teeming with corruption and brutality.
Yeah.
That is it.
That is it.
That is what it... That's
essence, what we want you to watch.
Actually, that's not it, is it?
No.
That is the empty jars with which we fill with character.
Yes.
And the characters are fucking amazing.
Aren't they? They're so rich.
They are like... Okay, so let's talk about Sandy and Carl, shall we?
What, the photographer? Yeah. I mean...
Sandy and Carl are...
They start off really normal. Yeah. Weirdly, really not...
They're not really major characters in
this.
Not
at all.
However, they are multi-murderous serial killers.
Yes.
And, it's...
a bit of dogging.
Yeah, it's just like, where did that come from? And every time you think you've met the baddie...
They
They're dead and you meet the baddie. It's just... And it's not like...
Everybody dies in this film.
Everybody everybody dies in this film.
Apart from one person.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
And,
it's all right. It's been streaming for a while.
You meet two preachers.
Yes.
Who you think have to be the baddies.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You automatically go. Well, as soon as you see,
he's the wrong one.
Yeah, as soon as you see what's his name from Batman, as soon as you see
Robert
Pattinson as a preacher, and he's overly confident and overly charismatic, and there's hands all over the place, hands on the wrong places, and you think to yourself, he's going to get it. He's going to get it big time.
I don't know which way you mean.
It's every way, so it doesn't matter.
The girl who plays Sandy is Elvis's granddaughter.
Oh, right, okay.
Riley Keough,
yeah.
That's her name.
And I was trying to remember what else I've seen her in something else.
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. And, so this starts with Tom Holland, and the theme this week was two Tom Holland movies. Very clever, because Locke, he doesn't actually visibly star in it. Yeah, and
I
he plays a 6-year-old, 7-year-old boy or whatever. Anyway, in this he plays Arvin, who's the son of a couple who are the first couple in the movie. So he comes back from the Second World War.
That's right.
Into like a Texas type state in America.
Yeah, and they're all really quite messed up already.
It's just a really mixed up post-war environment, and there's not a lot of joy or happiness or money. However, there are kind of glimmers of joy of new romance and love and lust and and then you meet. I mean, it's just it's exhausting. I mean, it's. I mean, it was 3 bits for me.
It was.
I couldn't watch all of it in one go.
Really?
Because it was. Yeah.
I didn't go to the toilet. I had to watch the whole thing.
Well, I mean, you probably just went in your pants. I mean,
Plus in my bag, it was fine.
It's constant. Robert Pattinson in this he plays a preacher that comes to town, and I mean, as James
plays
said,
it really well.
Really well. And the second he comes onto screen, you know he's not right, and you know the type of preacher that he is, and he does these kind of
smarmy shit.
Yeah, these type of things that make you chuck cans at the telly, and that type of shut the fuck up, you knobhead.
Yeah, exactly.
And but people believe him, and he's a womanising, lecherous, raping shitbag of a prick.
Yeah.
And
but he meets our friends with the camera, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's god, yeah. So this film is exhausting.
Yes.
It's like every time you kind of feel a breath of relief that's over. Yeah. It's not over. It's literally just beginning again and again and again. And I really
How long is it?
It's 2 hours, 18 minutes.
Yeah,
and it just doesn't stop, does it?
It doesn't. I mean, there is no.
It's not fast. It's not high action.
It is all of those things. It is quite fast and it is quite high action, but it's done in a time where we're not in jet planes or or spaceships.
Yeah, and there's not particularly a
crescendo.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I mean
it's
a 2-hour crescendo. I mean, it literally. I mean, they couldn't have fitted any more plot into this film.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go. How could they made it better before I score it?
Yeah.
It kind of could have been like a true detective.
Series.
Five.
Easily. They
5 series.
They could have easily. They could have knocked it into 5 easily. And it would have
so much content.
And it would have. And what they would have needed to do was add a little bit of background, like people staring into deep space a little bit, and then they wouldn't have even the amount of acting in it is incredible.
If this was a Marvel film, they would have made like 18 spin-offs from it, wouldn't they? Because every bad guy. I mean, I wanted to know where Robin Pattinson came from.
I know.
I wanted to know where Sandy and Carl came from. And
and Mark Ruthko's in it as well, isn't he?
I think so.
Ruthlow?
No.
Ruthlow.
No.
Nobody's in it?
No.
Okay, I thought he was in it. He's in everything.
He's in one of the spin-offs.
Is he?
Again, another tough watch, James.
Did you watch it at home with your family?
Yeah, so they watched some of it.
Did they?
Yeah. And another Skarsgård as well.
Oh my! Who knew? I thought it was only like 2 Skarsgårds.
They're everywhere.
There's hundreds. This has only actually been nominated for 3 awards.
That's bizarre.
And which awards?
Chainsaw.
Not the Chainsaw, unfortunately. I knew that was coming. Let's have a look and see. They were not even big ones that you would have heard of. So, the Alliance of Women Film Journalists and the Indiana Film Journalists Association.
So did this come out 2020? Was that
Yeah.
lockdown?
Yeah.
Were we in lockdown?
And that's what happened. It came out in lockdown and went straight to Netflix.
Oh, so the other interesting thing about the films we've watched this week, and another film which we didn't watch this week, was Oppenheimer and The Iron Claw. They both had their premieres on the day that the writer's strike came out. So,
really?
They were both on the red carpet and then withdrew from the red carpet.
Yeah,
to,
they walked off the carpet.
So both Oppenheimer and The
Wow.
Iron Claw, they both walked off to begin the strike.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There we go. That's my little factoid.
Thank you very much for that.
Special little
Thank
treat.
you.
Are you
Put
going to
me
give
out
us a
of job.
score for this? Let's remind, because it's been a long review. Remind the people what the film's called, where you saw it, and what score it's
Okay,
going to
so
be.
this is The Devil All the Time,
Yes.
made in 2020.
Yes.
It's basically a Tom Holland and Robin Pattinson movie about all of the killings in every method ever. Isn't
But
it?
done really well.
Yes, really good film. It is 7.5 good.
It's 7.5 good.
7.5 good.
Would you recommend people to watch it?
Yes.
And what day?
What day? Ooh. Okay, this is for all of you who work from home and pretend to work after 2 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon with a
Yeah.
couple of bevies and some
Exactly.
pizza from Domino's or another in other pizza snackages places
they're
that are already
available.
Yeah, I think I'd crack on with it early on a Friday, and then you can go to the pub to relax afterwards because
Tell
it
everybody
is
about it afterwards.
fucking brutal.
And brilliant.
So what's happening next week?
So we've got Screen Unseen.
You have, and you've had your first clue.
I've got a funny idea what I know what the film is.
So
we
the
gonna be
first
happy?
clue is the body shop.
Yes.
Okay, so you already know what you think it is.
I think I know what it is. I think it's going to be from your new favourite Irish actress from Men.
Oh yeah, oh brilliant. Okay, I hope it is the shitty letters or something.
The sweary English film.
Sweary
That's what it
English,
basically
that's
is.
its official name.
It's basically, I think it's the film that is basically, it's based at, I think it's based just before or after the Second World War,
Yeah,
around that sort of
in
time.
the Texas type state.
Yeah,
Yeah, just about there.
It's
yeah.
about it's about a little village and
Yes.
someone's writing shitty
in
little
Somerset or
letters to
somewhere like
people.
that.
Yeah, and but like really kind of
Brutally
pointed,
naughty
You've
letters.
got nose hair and your breath smells, you bitch.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Like letters like that.
But it's very sweary.
But I think
Wait, did you write them to James?
yeah, it's like our group WhatsApp, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so and they released a new trailer this week. We saw, didn't we? Which is a little bit longer, where
Yeah.
you kind of get a bit of a sneak preview as to
Yeah.
what actually happens.
Later on as well,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't want to give too much about
No,
and in fact, I don't want to watch any more trailers
So
from that.
Screen Unseen, and then what homework is everyone getting, James?
Well, I've got two films that I want you to watch.
We have to describe them quickly because we're going to hit the hour.
Okay, really quickly. It is the first one is a 2004 movie called Primer. It is the most unique and highbrow time traveling movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay.
I've watched it several times. I love the director. The director is called Sean Cuthcus.
I can't read your handwriting.
C-A... Yeah, Curtis. I'm going to give you more films by him because he's such a beauty... And he will star in his movies as well, why wouldn't you? So it's called Primer. Okay?
Yeah.
And the second film is... Have you seen Primer?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay. And the second film is...
I'm just laughing about you taking credit for Locke.
Thank you. And the second film is a Jared Leto movie, a 2000 movie, Requiem for a Dream.
I've seen that.
You've seen that one,
Yeah,
okay?
very
so-
happy to see it again.
Okay, so this is homework for you guys in television land and in podcast land as well. You've got Primer from 2004, and you've got Requiem for a Dream, which is a roller coaster of a ride,
Fantastic.
particularly at the end
And
as well.
head over to YouTube and to Instagram, the Popcorn Pundits, to find us and leave your comments.
Thank you very
And
much.
we have had one from Leo Miles.
Hi, Leo.
Hey, Leo.
He said, bit late to the party, but just watched June. Oh, I liked it a lot. 8.2 for me.
Well, how about we invite Mr. Leo Miles to come and join us to watch June 2?
We could do that. In fact, I've got somebody else coming with me as well. So we've got a little gang of us going along for June 2.
Well, you didn't run that past me. I don't think we should allow that.
It didn't run it past me either, so...
If you'd like to join the Popcorn Pundits,
This is Peter's number.
shall we papa
I was
out?
about to say who's papaing us out.
Why don't you have a go?
No, you crack on.
No, I think you should have a go, James.
Are you ready? Are you steady?
No.
1, 2, 3. Papa, 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 papa.
Peter, show him how it's done.
Popcorn. Popcorn.
Pundits.
Podcast. Week.
15.
I want to say 16 actually. I want to correct everyone and say 16.
We'll report back to you on an episode.